Well, happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to Lunch with LeAnn on this last day of September. We're so excited to have Tom, Ferch, and Rachel with the Ada County Highway District joining us today. Thank you, Tom and Rachel. We're glad you're here.
Good afternoon.
Hi, happy to be here.
So we here at Lunch with LeAnn, if you haven't joined us, we bring some amazing community members together to chat about resources and information that our viewers will find valuable. And we're in the middle of our wonderful ADA series. So we're celebrating the 30-year anniversary of the ADA, and ACHD, also Ada County Highway District, so I will refer to them as ACHD going forward, have been really great supporters of the work we do with the celebration every 5 years. So we're excited to have them here. But first, guys, I'm really hungry today. So Rachel, can you share what you're having for lunch?
Yeah, so I'm having a salad that has some cabbage and a really good avocado dressing with some tortilla strips, carrots, and little pepitas in it. So I like crunch in my salad. Yeah.
Crunch is good. That's a good ad. I might do that next time.
Yep.
So Tom, what are you having for lunch?
Well, looks like salads were the thing of the day here. So you see on that side, there's some black olives, rotate around. Those are some tomatoes from the garden. And then on top is, there's chicken in there, and some very pungent cheese on top, which is probably the highlight for me. And then I have a Caesar dressing I will be dousing on this to enjoy. So, and I didn't release it from the bag, but I have some bread here. So I'm at work, don't have the kitchen right behind me. So this was my lunch brought to work today.
Yeah, that's great. Well, theme salad is the theme because I am also having a salad, and this is gigantic. So you can see from my face, I'm really hungry today. And my husband, this is from Albertsons, and it's got strawberries and cranberries. Some sliced almonds, so I'm going to enjoy that crunch, Rachel. And then my husband made this shake and bake yesterday, this chicken, but he grilled it. And it's so delicious. So
nice.
That looks good.
Yeah, thanks, guys. So Rachel and Tom, you guys are both with ACHD, and Tom, your official title is Transportation Funding Coordinator. Am I correct in that?
That is correct.
Yes, wonderful.
So I'm part of the planning group.
The planning group. So Tom, I would love to hear a little bit about ACHD and your work, because I think a lot of viewers maybe think it's a state run, or it manages all the roads in Idaho, or every road in Ada County. So, that's a lot.
A lot of work.
What is ACHD?
This is Tom. The Ada County Highway District is responsible for all the non-state roads in Ada County. We're unique within the United States in that we have owned the road right-of-way for all minor arterial and collector roads in the county. So again, not state roads, so not Interstate 84, not 2026, State Street where it's State 44, any of those roads. That's ITD. But all the local streets, the Ada County Highway District is responsible for maintaining and including where there's sidewalks, any ADA ramps, pedestrian structures, etc. for within Ada County.
That's great. That's great. And Rachel, you are the Accessibility Compliance Coordinator. Did I get that title correct?
Yes.
Great. And so can you tell me a little bit about your role at Ada County Highway District?
So I'm responsible to ensure that the district is complying with our ADA and federal federal related and state regulations for accessibility. And then I'm also a liaison to our ADA advisory committee. So I work with that committee to ensure they have the resources that they need. Then I'm also our technical lead for the implementation of our ADA transition plan.
Wow, that's a lot. So Rachel, what does, you mentioned you had a council, yeah? Like
our advisory committee.
Ooh, what is that?
So it is a citizen, it's a group of citizens that represent different organizations in the community that are ADA related, and they come together and meet and discuss topics related to ADA and transportation and advise the ACHC on different areas that we need to know about. Right now we're working to talk about roundabouts and digital accessibility. So things like that are important to know about.
Yeah. Well, as a Center for Independent Living, that sounds very similar to our Nothing About Us Without Us model, in which we try to encourage people to use. So that sounds fantastic. So Tom, you all have been involved in the past, and we're in the 30th celebration of the ADA, which we used to just call Hands Around the Capitol. And now in this year, we're celebrating the 30-year ADA without physically coming together for Hands Around the Capitol. But what did that look like in the past, and how have you guys really stepped up to support these efforts in this celebration?
Yeah, this is Tom. I was very pleased. 2015 for the 25th anniversary. I had also worked with the ADA Advisory Committee, so I had contacts there, and we got discussing what ACHD could do for the Hands Around the Capitol event at the 25th. And we set up a booth. We provided information on the highway district, which for everybody, we are a public agency. We rely on public input. We seek it. For example, we're doing work, we're preparing for a project on Eagle and State Street intersection, and we just closed a public outreach event. So we encourage people to review our website, look for information about the highway district, especially if it's going to impact them. Better to talk about it now rather than after it's built. So part of the outreach for the 2015 Hands Around the Capitol was to communicate to the public, our availability, to provide them information about projects, provide them information about the highway system, but also provide information on pedestrian hybrid beacons was one thing. That's we call it a PHB. And they're at crosswalks. They're used to signal traffic to come to a complete stop at a crosswalk. So we set up a demonstration of that. We also set up a demonstration of RRFB, rectangular, rapid flashing rectangular beacon. There we go. So very popular with kids. You get to go over there and push the button and watch the lights flash, but they also have an accessible pedestrian function where there's a voice communicating to you, caution, traffic does not have to stop, for example. So anyways, we had those set up. We also had staff on hand to answer questions. We had our sidewalk coordinator there who was able to answer questions about any projects we were doing to fix or repair the sidewalks, to remove any kind of hazards, or to make improvements on ADA ramps. So a lot of it was to provide information to the public, but also be available to the public to receive information. And we do encourage people to go to our website, find out about projects in their area, contact us if there's, if there's an existing project being developed, contact us, provide feedback. So we are, again, a public agency.
And again, another example of nothing about us without us. So you guys are really trying to get information from the public sector. And so we'll go ahead and make sure we post your website in the comments.
Thank you.
And we've also tagged them. They have a Facebook page. So some other information is on there. So great information. We hope that those of you who are in Ada County do reach out to the Ada County Highway District and give them feedback, because Tom, that's a great point. It's much easier to address issues before something's built than going back. So that's great. So Rachel, and you're new to your position, right? Like, how long have you had this role?
It's a brand new position that was developed as part of our transition plan, but almost a year now.
Great. And so a new position and transition plan. So that's a really great thing to hear, that the Ada County Highway District is really focusing on ADA. I'm sure you've been busy in your last year.
Yes, very much so.
In your first year. Great. So Tom, I'd love, and Rachel, I'd love to hear what the ADA means to you. And Rachel, and considering you're new in a year into your position, can you tell me a little bit about your journey to this role as the wonderful accessibility compliance coordinator at the Ada County Highway District?
So it actually, I guess, started with my very first job. In high school, I worked, and the first couple of years of college, I worked with developmentally disabled children, helping them learn life skills. And then I went to college for civil engineering. So I got my bachelor's and master's degree. And then I worked in transportation design and traffic analysis for several years. And then that kind of brought me to where I am now and putting it all together, because I'm looking a lot at pedestrian facility designs and things like that. So it's really great being able to bring all my experiences together in this position.
Yeah. And it's so interesting. I thank you for sharing that, because there's points in our lives that build to where we're at today. And you with an engineering degree and a background, and then working for providing services to someone with a disability. It's amazing how that can create a position and a person to fill a position that sees that from the engineering standpoint and the accessibility standpoint. So thank you for sharing that. What an interesting story. So Tom, would love to hear what the ADA means to you.
Well, my wife and I, we have 4 kids. My daughter is a teenager. She's our second child. She was born with a genetic syndrome that presents itself in developmental delays, and she also has some significant physical limitations. And so the built environment is I'm so much more aware of with having a daughter that has challenges on when she's getting out and about. And so it's brought a new awareness in my life that I didn't have as much before. I was familiar with seeing the truncated domes, the yellow bumps set up at the intersections and stuff, but understanding more and more why things are built the way they are. And so it's been a great learning experience here working for the Highway District and understanding that.
Yeah, absolutely. And having a loved one, I think that you want to see succeed and have access and enjoy all the quality of life that we all get to experience here in Idaho and Ada County really does add that extra little element of personalization, Tom. So,
yes.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. So We are at 12:15, and I just want to thank you, Tom and Rachel, for spending the first part of your lunch hour with me and with all of our viewers. And Sierra, thank you again for providing sign language interpretation. We appreciate you. It's always great to spend my lunch breaks with you or Lauren. So appreciate you guys, and also appreciate that you've been looking at your lunches for 15 minutes. And if you're as hungry as I am, words are getting harder to form.
Got
So
my fork.
Tom's ready. Well, we will see you again next week on Lunch with LeAnn, everyone. And thank you, Tom and Rachel, for joining us. Very much appreciate your time today.
Thank you, LeAnn. This was fun.
Yeah. All right. Keep up the great work, everyone, and have a great day. Ciao.